With the release of ST16, Uta has been reprinted with a lot of new cards. How good is the deck now? Well, let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mobby here, and today I'm going to give you my personalized deck profile for Uta ST11/ST16. Make sure to like and subscribe, it really helps out the channel. I upload daily duels and deck profiles for different anime TCGs. Alright, so here we go guys. This is going to be Uta ST16. This is going to be specifically for set 8.5. If you guys want to see anything before that, link in the description to see all of my deck list. So let's talk about the deck, how it plays, and then every single card and why we pick them and how it works in the deck. This deck is going to be pure film, meaning every single card, all 50 of them, not including the leader, is film. So that means no matter what you pull with the leader ability, what you search, you're gonna find some film. The reason of being that way is because I just really love the consistency. There's no way, this is not a blue deck or anything, so this is really hard to set up on top if you want a film deck. And you know, doing a lot of testing, a lot of people like to put kids in the deck, etc. It just really sucks when you miss, especially those cards are like dead cards. So this makes it so you always get a hit. And because this deck runs so many 2K counters and blockers, you really need the cards. So let's begin with the leader and we'll go from there. This is Uta from ST11/16. This is the new alternate art for that. 5,000 power, 5 life, green leader. When with one Dawn attached when attacking, reveal a top of the card. If it's a film, which is 100% hit in this deck, then you go to your hand. So it doesn't matter if it's a zero cost counter, it's an event, it's a character, it's in your hand. Really good. Okay, so the first card we're going to talk about is a new Genesis. This is a card from ST11. So it's a 1 mana, Dawn green. If your leader is Uta, look at the top 3, grab a film other than New Genesis, put it to the bottom, and then you go ahead and set one of your Dawn as active. This is one of the best searching cards in the game. Sure, it doesn't have a trigger, but once it's in your hand, it doesn't really cost any resources to use. It is just there for sifting. Because you bring one of your Dawn as active, it really doesn't cost anything. A wonderful, wonderful searching card. Next up, we have Gordon. This is a new card that came out in ST16. This is a 2/01. So this has innate blocker, and on your opponent's attack, you can trash any number of music type cards in your hand. In this deck, there are 6 musics. There's New Genesises, and there are the I'm Invincible cards. Then your leader or one of your characters gains 1,000 power for every card trash. Now, you're usually never going to use the ability. It's here in the deck as a very, very low cost blocker because this deck doesn't run a lot of high card cost. You know, it's a lot of 4s and 3s. There is 7 and 9s, but you're playing those and that's your turn. But once you have 10 Dawn, etc., you're going to want to play something small as this. You also have cards that cheat other cards out, so this is a nice one to just have as an extra blocker. The only bad thing about this is it's very, very easy to be removed, but it's here nonetheless as a 2-card cost, as a 2-card tech choice. Next off, we have Luffy. This is a new card from ST16. Film, Supernova, Straw Hat. A lot of good stuff here. 2/3/2. If you're a leader, if you have a rested Uta, this gains 1,000 power. I'm telling you now, garbage, garbage, garbage. Only for the 2K. Searchable, film, 2K only. You never want to play this card ever. So we're running 4 of these. Now we have these choppers. This is from OP08 2/2/2 with 1 Dawn attached and attacking, rest a 2 cost or less. A little bit better than this because the effect is actually somewhat usable, but still it's going to be in your hand no matter what. Only here for a searchable 2K counter, and that's it. Next off, we have Nami, probably one of the best cards in your deck from OP08. 3/5/0 on play, and then later when attacking you must rest the Dawn, meaning the turn that you play her you must have at least 4 Dawn, 3 to activate and 1 to use the ability, and then when attacking 1 Dawn extra next turn. Look at the top 3, grab a film and put it to your hand, and the rest go to the bottom. Amazing card, even if it is a 0 cost counter. It's a decent attacker. Your opponent wants to get rid of this ASAP, meaning they're going to use a lot of resources, you know, other cards to get rid of it, because this thing, every single turn, if you keep it, it's going to just keep giving you more and more cards. And that is the best thing about this deck, is unless you're playing like a blue deck and they use a Charlotte Pudding to reset your hand or something like that, you are going to have a million cards if you play right. And then this is one card that enables you to do so. One of the best cards of the deck. Next off, we have Uta. This came out with the ST11 341. It has innate blocker. Then at the end of your turn, you can trash an event from your hand to set a film type as active. As mentioned, there's only 6 in this deck. There's the 4 new Genesises, which you're probably going to be using for searching. And then you have the 2 I'm Invincibles, but you're usually not going to use it for that. It's a very low cost attacker. You can, you know, 1 extra Dawn to attack. And it's any film, so honestly you could use it if you want to use like your late game Luffy's, which is your 7-drop blockers to attack, and then, you know, have a, you know, if you're not going to use the I'm Invincible, you could use this to rest it up. So it has a little bit of strategy around it, but you're primarily here as a easy way to get out via Luffy or Brook to summon this, and then yeah, you have that there. So there you go, running 4 of these. Next off, we have another new card from ST16. This is Charlotte Katakuri. This is 341. If your leader has film, which of course it is, and you have 6 or more rested cards, this character gains 2,000 passively on your turn and the opponent's turn. Meaning, as long as you have like Dawn rested, your leader is rested, other characters are rested, this will get to. This replaces the Usopp, which is pretty much a 3-5-1, because this one is most likely going to be a 3-6-1 when you're able to put it out. And even if you throw it out the first turn, you can. You know, it's going to be, what, 3 Dawn, and the next turn you can have 5 Dawn, but then you rest your leader or something, and then it'll be 6,000. So more often than not, this is going to be the 6,000 power. Okay, next off, we have the I'm Invincible from ST11. This is just pretty much a 3 cost to set up one of your Uta leaders as active. You can use that as one of the ways to finish off the game. For example, let's say you have 10 Dawn. You put 7 on Uta here for 12,000. 12,000 once, 12,000 again. However, if you have multiple, you can go down to 9,000 3 times and end the game that way. So we're only running 2 of these because, once again, this deck grabs a lot of stuff. It cycles. You're going to find these things, and we don't want more than that because we don't want to clog up your hand with 0 cost stuff. Next off, it's Zoro from OP08.462. We're running 2 of these vanillas as a tech choice. These cards are really good because anything that's just above, that's cheap enough and above base, 5,000 for the opponent's leader to get free swings into it is good. Besides, this card, you usually don't want to play it naked. There's other better 4 cards in here. You want to play it as another card option for the 7-drop Luffy, which plays a 4-drop. So this is just a good card for that. Now for another 2K counter, this is Sanji from EB01.5 with 1 Dawn attached to your turn. His character gains 1,000 for every 3 of your rested Dawn. Once again, not a great effect. It's only gonna be here if you really need to bounce this out with Luffy. That's the only reason you would ever use this. Bounce it out with Luffy, 7-drop. Otherwise, it's a 2K. There's 12 2Ks in here, and every single one not good to put on the field at all. But man, there are searchable, easy to get. Okay, now for one of the new cards from ST16 as well. This is Uta Film. 4/6 but no counter, has innate blocker. Then you activate main once per turn, trash a film card, a character or an events, then give up to 1 rested Dawn to one of your leaders or characters. Meaning the turn that you do play this Uta, if you have exactly 4 Dawn, you are going to be able to trash something that you don't want from your hand. Let's say you have like all 4 of the 7-drop Luffy's without any counter in your hand. You really don't need that many. You can trash one and then give your leader at the top to get 6,000 attack and sifting. So you're sifting cards. It seems like a bad ability at first, but because you have so many cards that you have already, you have a good option and choices of what you want to swap out. So this is a great card, especially because, once again, I talked about anything that's cheap, 4,000, and base above 5 is great. So good card. Probably one of the best cards, other than maybe Brook, to jump out with your Luffy, because if you get the 7-drop Luffy, which is a blocker, you get a powerful blocker, you get another powerful blocker, and you get to use the ability to sift with your leader. It's really good. All right, Now for the Brook, this is from OP08.5 on play a film or straw hat 3 or less. Everything 3 or less here will be a film or something like that. So there's some good stuff to play with Brook. So the best thing, of course, is to 7-drop Luffy into a 4 Brook into a 3 cost. So if you just think about it, you can get out these Katakuris, which doesn't do much on your turn. This Utas, which is a blocker, so you have 2 blockers and a body next turn. You have the Namis again, and you have you don't want to play these, but you definitely have the Gordons again, which is why the Gordon's here. It's primarily to be played by Brook. So it's a good card. It's I mean, it's only if you play it naked, really bad because it's the base 5,000. But if you're able to throw out another card with it, let's say one of the blockers, it's pretty good. Okay, now for the Luffy's, one of your late game enablers for allowing you to swarm the board. This is from OP08.7 so a decent attack, not great actually. However, it's yeah, the ability is good. So it has a blocker that on play a film or straw hat 4 or less. Every 4 cost or less character is a film or straw. Then you'll be able to throw this out. Lots of good stuff. So once again, the usual play is Luffy into Brook into other stuff, or Luffy into the 4-drop Uta into using your leader's ability to do stuff and you know, cycling stuff out. It's really good. Now for the final card of the deck, your powerhouse, your boss monster. This is Shanks from ST16 911 0. Amazing stat line, 0 counter. On play, KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters. Now, unfortunately, if they don't have a rested character, I'm not sure if you would even play this. If you have like a choice between this and a Luffy, when your opponent has anything to KO, you probably just play a Luffy so you can go ahead and swarm the board more. But honestly, this thing KOs so much things. You know, 10 drop Big Moms, 8 cost Gecko Moria's amazing card. You have 4 of these and you might say you know, you can brick yourself, but at the same time, remember you have that 4-drop Uta to, you know, you definitely don't need 4 in your hand, right? Maybe like 2 at the most. You can go ahead and, you know, get rid of 1, cycle it out. So there you go. And that is the Uta deck that I'm running for set 8.5. It's pure film for all the consistency, and there's a lot of good blockers in here. There's a lot of 2Ks in here, 12 2Ks, and the late game is decent. You primarily want to be swarming the board, and that's how you're going to get your wins. Also, you have your impending doom of the I'm Invincible that your opponent has to worry about. We got upgrades from the Charlotte Katakuri from the Usopp, so it's good, man. So it's a pretty fun deck. I think it's super weak against any removal though. So, you know, unfortunately, the biggest deck right now is what? As of right now, 8.5. It's gonna be a Dofi, right? Holy crap, this deck does so bad against Dofi. But other than that, it's a fun deck. So definitely try it out and let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.